my YouTube channel. If it's your first time here, thank you very much for deciding to join me on this channel today. Please do not forget to like, share and subscribe. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much. I really appreciate all the support. God bless you guys for me, and I really truly love you guys. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about something quite sensitive, and we're going to be talking about dealing with depression as a Christian or as a believer. Guys, I understand that God did not promise us a smooth ride in life. He already told us that in this life we'll see tribulations, we'll see trials, and things are going to come to us. We should be of good cheer because He has overcome the world for us. He has told us that no matter, we're going to walk through the valley of the shadow of death, but what? We should fear no evil because He is with us. But guys, sometimes it can choke. Like, it can be so hard, it can be so bad. Life can come at you so fast, and you're like, God, I know that you told me that it's not going to be easy, but I didn't sign up for all these things. These things are happening to me, they are bigger than me, and it can be so difficult to handle it as a Christian. And sometimes we are even so ashamed to even accept the fact that we are depressed, or we are sad, or we don't have enough faith at the time, or we just don't feel like God is going to come through for us at the time, and it just makes us feel like a bad Christian. And so, guys, we're going to be talking about that today. And if you think this video is going to help you in one way or the other, please grab a snack and let's jump right into it. So in dealing with depression as a Christian, or dealing with your sad moments, is for you to know that it is absolutely normal. It's okay to feel the way you feel. See, even suicidal thought is okay, it's normal. There are a lot of children of God, prophets in the Bible, that had suicidal thoughts. Elijah literally killed the prophet of Baal. And just because Jezebel was like, I'm going to make you like them tonight, he ran for his dear life. He ran and he literally told God that, God, I've had enough. I'm tired. I want to die. I would like to die. Look, after the things that Job went through, he was telling God literally that it was better for me to have died when I was a child than for me to now become an adult now and be going through all these things I'm going through right now. Even Jesus, when the burden was too much, he told God that, God, if it's possible, I want this burden, like this cup, to pass over me. So it's okay, it's all right for you to feel the way you feel at every season of your life. It's all right to feel that way. Acknowledge it. Just accept that you're feeling sad. It's okay to feel that way. So that's the first thing. Acknowledge it, accept it. You're feeling sad, you're feeling depressed, and it's all right. There's no shame. That's an important point. There's no shame in feeling the way you feel. Number 2 way to deal with depression as a Christian is to talk to God. I know very well that in this season of your life, you do not want to pray. You feel forsaken by God. You feel like God should not be allowing these things to happen to you. Whatever it is that is making you depressed, it's hard and you're sad and you're hurt, and that's fine, but you still need to talk to God. And I understand that we say as Christians, we're like, oh, we have to pray and praying in tongues and praying in tongues, praying in understanding, all those things. You don't exactly need to follow that box pattern of prayer as we Christians always put it. You just need to talk to God about how you feel. Basically, just pour your heart to Him, cry, tell Him how much you feel. Like things in the Bible, like David will literally be talking to God and he'll be like, God, my God, why have I forsaken me? Why are you so far from me? If you check Psalm 22, you will see where David was saying, oh, why are you far from me? I cried to you in the morning and in the night. There was no response from you. See, when Job was going through all the things he was going through, if you see the things that Job was literally questioning God, that God, look at me, like I was a good man. No, call on my servant out there. Let them come out and tell me that there was a time I treated them unfairly. Or let there be a time where they say, oh, I'm a judge, because he was a very respectful man and they brought issues to him. And he was literally telling, like, bring out people that have said that I've treated them unfairly. Was pouring out his mind to God and telling God that, God, by all standards, I do not deserve the things that I'm going through, if you ask me. But he was able to communicate with God. Look at Elijah that I talked about. Elijah told God, see, I am tired though. I'm not better than my ancestors. Let me just go and join them at this moment. Do you understand? So it is okay to go to God and say, God, I'm tired. Why would I be losing my mom at this time? Like, I've prayed, I've been asking for this thing for like 5 years or for like 6 years now. Why are you not answering my prayers? What is wrong, Lord? I've been trying to get a job for a while. Like, I'm tired. You need to get to a place where you're comfortable with communicating with God and being vulnerable with God, because God is your father and God is your friend, and He wants to listen to you. He cares about you. Scripture says that we do not have a God, or we do not have a high priest that is not touched by our infirmities. He wants to listen to us. I understand now that as Christians, there's this thing that, oh, when you're going through stuff, just do thanksgiving, just be praising God and be thanks. See, if you're not in the mood to give thanks to God at the time, talk to God. There are some in the Bible that went through Thanksgiving and we worked for them. But at the time, your feelings are valid and God really cares about how you feel. Life is hard enough and we have a God that is ready to listen to us. Another thing you need to do is to talk to somebody. If you have a safe space or a community or somebody that you feel that you can be comfortable with or you can be vulnerable with, and you know that they are not going to judge you, that it's a no judge zone area for you, it's important that you pour out to somebody. Because when you are going through your troubles or you're going through your moments, you probably are seeing, all you're seeing is your issues. What you're seeing is the problem or what is happening with you. So you would not remember that God is going to come through for you. You're not remembering the promises of God. You're not remembering the word of God at this moment. You're just saying that you're just depleted emotionally and mentally, and even faith-wise, you do not have faith at the moment. So you need people that you can talk to. You need a shoulder that you can cry on. You need a shoulder that you can embrace. You need people to remind you, people to support you, people to carry you when you're weak. You also need somebody to remind you of God's promises to you, to tell you that even though you're going through things like this, that's not the end for you. Tough times don't last, but tough people do, and this season is going to be temporary and things are going to change again. So it's important to talk to people. Don't keep to yourself. Don't get isolated. Isolation is the friend of depression. So you want to make sure that you're not isolating yourself in your thoughts, in your mind, and physically. You make sure that you're not isolating yourself. Another thing we need to do when we are dealing with depression or a sad moment is to dish comparisons and see, from the moment where we start to say why me, is we are already comparing, like, why does it have to be me? Why can't it be why can't it be somebody else? Why at that moment you are comparing yourself to other people? And that's even on another scale, another level, where the root of the depression in itself is comparison. You know how they say that comparison is a thief of joy? I feel like that's, like, there's no other quote that is truer than that. The quickest way to lose your joy is to start to compare yourself to other people. So as Christians, it's important that we are dishing comparison. One thing I've learned, or one thing I'm learning, is that my journey is a gift to me. My life is a gift to me. My background, my struggles, my challenges, my opportunities, my highs and lows, they are all God gifts to me. They are all God gifts to me to make something beautiful and purposeful out of my life. And everything we need for a beautiful and a good life, or a purposeful life, or the life that we so desire, is in us already. Now it can be expandable. So whatever it is that you have already is expandable in such a way that you can get better at it. You can grow, you can learn, you can relearn, you can unlearn, and just become a better version of yourself. But I believe, and I strongly believe, that whatever it is that we're looking at outside, or whatever it is that you're comparing yourself to outside, that thing that you wish to have in your life, you can bring it out of your own life, or you can get it out of your own life, or even better. And that's why it's important to show up as the best version of you every time, as much as you can. Just intentionally grooming yourself, getting better at whatever it is you're doing, your craft or anything you're doing, just being purposeful with your own life, being intentional about your own life, and knowing that nothing outside of you is better, in that sense. There are things to learn outside, but it doesn't mean they are better than you. So the grass is always greener on the other side, if you ask me, because you're not there. But if you focus on yours, if you ask questions, how is your own grass greener? Teach me, what kind of water I use. Are you using red or what white? Okay, let me come to my own and make it better also. That is how to show up. That's how to kind of be intentional about growing your own life and showing up as a better version of yourself every time. Another thing to note is that everybody has their struggles, so it's important to ditch comparison. If it's something that you know that you need to work on, ask God for strength to help you to work on it. But trust me, don't let the devil steal your joy. Don't let comparison steal your joy. It's not worth it. Everything you have is God's gift to you. Even the most little thing that you're taking for granted today is God's gift to you. Some people do not have half of what the things you have, and they are making so much out of it. Another thing you need to do is to do what you love, because when you're in your in your dark moments or in your depressed moments, you are you are focused on what is wrong. You probably not even think about yourself. It's that time that you just want to sleep, you don't want to have your bath, you don't want to do anything that you normally love to do at all. You don't want to do anything you normally love to do. But if you try to push yourself and stand up and do the things that you love and just enter into your own routine, the things that ginger you, the things that bring out the life out of you. Let's say you love to go shopping, or you love to just dress up, play dress up, take pictures, or you just love to sing and dance, or you love to maybe have a good maybe go out to a spa or something like that. If you like to go out with your friends, go out with your friends, go to a movie, watch a comedy. Don't let the issue keep you isolated in your mind, and then you now start to feed on all that negative thoughts, more negative emotions, and you're going to sink deeper and deeper into the depression that you're going through. Like they always say, I think that more than an idle hand, an idle mind is also the devil's workshop. You need to keep your mind also busy and also keep yourself busy. That's not to say the problem is gone, but immediately you're able to like fuel yourself up again and do the things you love, it helps you to snap out of that feeling, and then you're able to do more important things or more purposeful things or things that just jar you forward out of that zone, out of that depressive state or that depressive zone. So it's like a step forward. It's like a low hanging fruit that you can take and work with to get you out of the depressive state, higher than the depressive situation or the sad situation, and you're just able to feel better and then can make better decisions from there. Another thing you need to do is to intentionally create an atmosphere of faith. You can just listen to worship song in the background of your, maybe in the background, just open up worship songs, audio Bibles, sermons, things that just, as you're listening to them, maybe not actively in that sense, just let them, just put them around you. Create an environment that foster faith growth, because in that way you never can tell what that pastor is going to say at the time or what that preacher is going to say at the time that is going to bless you. You never can tell what passage of the Bible is going to jump at you. It's just going to remind you of God's promises to you, and you don't know that worship song that is just going to remind you of the awesomeness of God and the mightiness of God and how God can come through for you and just boost your confidence again in God. Let your environment just be filled with things that can help to build your faith again. Another thing which I feel like is very important as Christians that we need to incorporate into our daily life is living a life of surrender to God in such a way that whether in the good or in the bad times, it doesn't matter, because our hope of glory is Christ. So Christ is the reason why we have hope. Christ is the reason why we have joy. Christ is the reason for our happiness, not the things that are happening around us and things that are not happening around us. Of course, we want good things to happen to us. We don't want bad things, but one thing I've learned is that bad things, good times, bad times are part of the phases of life, and everyone is going to go through their own struggles. Whether we like it or not, whether we want it or not, struggles are going to come to us. But what do we do when we are in that phase of struggle is what's more important. But then again, bad times strengthen us and they make us bad times strengthen us. You know how they say that what doesn't kill you make you stronger? Guys, it is the truth. What doesn't kill you end up making you stronger, if you ask me. And that's why Yoruba will say ẹni tí ò tí nǹkan ò dé bá ló ń pera ẹ̀ lọ́kùnrin, because life is going to humble you and you're going to become strengthened, you're going to learn patience, you're going to learn empathy. And that's why in the scriptures also said that when the Lord comforts us in our troubles and in our trials, because so that we're able to comfort others. So when you finally get comforted, when God finally answers the prayers and things change for you, you are able to comfort others. You're now empathetic, you're more patient now. You understand that it's not of him that runneth, it's not of him that willeth, but of God that showeth mercy. Or if you have learned that whether it is good, whether it is bad, I'm going to live a life of surrender to God. I'm going to live a life that honors God, or a life that stays connected to God, which is my source, and I'm going to derive my joy and my sense of fulfillment and my sense of purposefulness and my sense of worth from God alone, and all the things that are happening around me. you will realize that we are better Christians and we are more joyful Christians, and we and depressions will be far, far enemies. And lastly, which is very important, is to seek professional help as much as you can. If you can afford it, seek professional help. Some are actually clinical, like postpartum depression and stuff like that. You probably need to see a doctor or a psychologist or somebody to help you through that season or through that diagnosis. And that's it, guys. Thank you very much for watching today's video. If you learned a thing or two, please do not forget to drop it in the comment section. And also do not forget to like, subscribe, and share with your friends or with other people that you think this video is going to help. Thank you very much, guys. See you in the next one. Bye.